Welcome to The Topic, where we focus in on Houston Community College, our programs, our students, and our reach into the community. I'm Daniel Scholl, one of the financial coaches here at HCC, and I'd just like to welcome everybody in. We're here live on Facebook and HCC TV every Thursday at 2 p.m. We're also on Facebook and YouTube. Follow us on social media at Houston Community College District and watch us on HCC TV via your local cable provider. HCC's Career Services hosts job fairs. They host job fairs across the district throughout the year. On today's topic, we'll look at how to get the most out of a job fair. First, we're joined by Filecha Lucas, Career Services Manager. Filecha, thank you for joining us.
Hi, Daniel. How are you?
I'm wonderful. How about yourself? Did you survive the snowpocalypse all right?
I did. It was a lot of fun, a beautiful day and a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm glad that you had fun. We don't want to hear stories about broken pipes or anything like that. So. Hey, I was wondering, could you just kind of give us an overview of Career Services? I feel like this is one of the better kept secrets here at HCC.
I completely agree, Daniel. I think we are the best kept secret here at HCC. You know, students come here for an education, but many of them want to get out into the world of work. So I really see Career Services in our departments here as a bridge. We bridge the life of the classroom into the world of work. So we're here, we have professionals all across the district. We have 6 main Career Services offices, but we have a virtual career center and our virtual platform, And so we're here to assist our students. They're not by themselves in that job search process.
Wonderful. Because it can be daunting, right? It's always nice to have somebody kind of walk that path with you. How does a student get started with Career Services?
Well, it's pretty easy. Any of our offices, we have appointments and we also have walk-in hours. So students at any time, they can schedule to come in and meet with their career coach if they have something specific in mind, or if they just want to stop by the office and they have questions, we all have walk-in hours. So students can walk in to meet with a career counselor, or they can log into the Career Hub, which is our virtual platform. Every student at HCC has a Career Hub account. So if you're a student here, you're already really plugged in with us. You just need to. So it's a few ways that students can get connected with Career Services.
Is that through their MyEagle account that they have access to that, or do they go somewhere different?
They can do both. They can go through MyEagle. There's a tile there that says Career Hub, and they can access their account there and activate. Or they can go to the main HCC page and do Career Services or career planning. Either way will get them to the Career Hub.
Wonderful. And do you, for the students, is this something they need to do in their last semester? Is it something they should do early? Does it really matter? When should they reach out to you?
That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked it, Daniel. We don't want students to wait to the end. When you get here, you want to connect, come in, get to know who we are, meet your career representatives at the campus that you attend most. You want to know how the office works, because waiting to the very end, we're here for you, but so much could have happened in your development. While you're being developed in the class for your degree, we're here to develop you professionally. So the sooner you get into our office, the better we can help equip you for that job market.
Wonderful. Now you've got a all majors career fair coming up. Is that right?
That's correct. That's correct.
Can you tell us a little bit more about what that is?
I can. No, first, we have career fairs across the district. So all of our career offices are hosting career fairs. Students have plenty of opportunities to connect with employers. This one coming up on February the 12th is one of our more popular ones here at the Central Campus. We always do it around Valentine's Day. The students love it and employers do too, but it's called Love Your Career. It's an all majors career fair, and what you'll notice across our district is most of the career centers will do what they call an all major or general career fair that touches all the different degrees, but then they'll do centers of excellence or specific industry career fairs. So this one is going to be an all major, so all students can come. We have employers like the Houston Fire Department, Spring ISD, Fort Bend County, Harris County Appraisal District. These are just some of the large institutions that have already registered for this career fair.
And do they hire at these career fairs?
Many times they'll interview, but mostly their recruiters are there to do that first phase. Like, let's see who it is that's interested, and then they'll give you the information about the application process and follow up with an interview back at their facility. So every once in a while, we will have employers that will interview on the spot, and students can always call beforehand and see if we have any employers that are open to that before the career fair.
Wonderful. Do you have any recommendations on what a student should bring to that or what they should be wearing?
Yes, that's also good. It takes a lot of effort for the career centers to bring these employers here. And I want so badly for our students to present their best person to the employers so they can get really an edge on other applicants that are out in the city. This is their opportunity. And recruiters are here because they want to see HCC students. So I tell students first, research. When you log into your your Career Hub account, you can see what employers have already signed up, and you can also look at those jobs. So as you look at the jobs, you can kind of pinpoint which ones you're interested in. So do some research. Come up with a couple of questions because you need to be in the frame of mind that when you get here, you're going straight to their table. And when you go to their table, what are you going to ask them? So you want to be thinking about that before the career fair. You do want to make sure that you're polished and ready to go. Polished meaning your attire. One great thing about career services is that we have relationships with community partners that help our students if they need help with attire. We have Dress for Success and we have Career Gear. Both of those are organizations we work with very closely that can help a student have the attire for really an interview. You want to come in like you're coming for an interview. So if you're a student and you need that, connect with us before the career fair so that we can get you all squared away with that. So they want to come, they want to do research, they want to come ready and look the part, they want to have a resume. You always want to have that resume in hand. And then they want to make sure that they engage. Don't be afraid. Go up to the tables, talk with the employers, the recruiters, grab a business card because you always want to follow up after that career fair.
Absolutely. And those two groups are great partners. Now, this is not the only thing you had. You mentioned you kind of have stuff going on throughout the year. I know later in the semester, you're going to celebrate Career Week. What's that all about?
So earlier this year, or in the school year, we decided to have a week that was set apart each semester here at the Central Campus to make sure we highlight the services that we offer. Like you said, Daniel, when we first started, we're like one of those best kept secrets. So we're trying to do things that make sure the students get to know us a little bit more intimately than they would just walking by. So Career Week is a time where we just kind of showcase all that we do. So our Career Week for the spring will be March the 18th through the 20th. And so students will find out more information as we get closer, but we know we're going to debut our career lab. So the Career Center here at Central has a new career lab, and that career lab is going to be very instrumental in making sure that students have a LinkedIn account and that it's optimized. We want to make sure that you're doing that they understand how to utilize virtual reality when it comes to practicing interviews. So we have a real cool program that we're going to introduce. AI, when it comes to resumes, we have a program that'll be introduced across the district very soon. So that lab will really focus on innovation when it comes to development. So that'll be one of the things we debut during that career week.
Well, that's incredibly excited. I was just going to say real quick, in our next segment, we're going to have one of our community partners here, PrimeWay Federal Credit Union. I know that, we work with them. If a business is interested, we've got about 30 seconds here, but if a business is interested in working with career services, who do they reach out to?
They can reach out to any of the career centers. Our information is on HCC's website. So if they go to career planning, they'll see all of the career centers and the managers, their names and phone numbers. PrimeWay is a great example of a really good business partner. And so we want to make sure that other companies get to know how to partner with us, like those premier partners like PrimeWay.
That's great. This is all wonderful stuff. You're doing wonderful work here for our students. Filecha, thank you for taking some time and coming, sharing with us what you're doing here, and enjoy the rest of your week. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be looking at a company with interest here in HCC.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
For more than a year, we have kept you informed with more than 500 remote episodes. But now we're back, bigger and better, with more news and more guests. Join us live every weekday at 10 a.m. on Facebook and YouTube, and on HCC TV at noon and 5 p.m. You can watch from anywhere. We go where you go.
Welcome back to The Topic. We're talking about HCC's job fairs, and I'm joined by Michael Green, Vice President of Business-Community Development and Governmental Affairs with PrimeWay Federal Credit Union, who partners with HCC to provide internships. Michael, welcome to HCC.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
We're glad you're here. So how long has the internship program with HCC, how long has that been in existence with PrimeWay?
So it's fairly new. The program, this is actually our third semester, and we're glad to work with the HCC students. So far, it's been a blast.
I'm just going to shift that microphone over there to you a little bit. Apologize about that.
No problem.
So when you're looking for someone in an internship or hiring, what kind of applicants are you looking for?
We're looking for bright applicants, mostly those who are may need a co-op for graduation. And then we go from there into those who may not need a co-op, but are looking for an intern to get some experience, real world, corporate world experience at the end.
Okay. And are you looking for like finance majors or?
So we're looking for, well, it started out, we were looking for marketing, operations, finance, and accounting. But it kind of morphed after the first semester, and everybody's other departments chimed in. Well, wait a minute, we would like to have an intern as well. So it went from those four to now it's HR, operational development, and IT was added.
Oh, wonderful. Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to be in banking, so I understand the difference, but can you talk real briefly about what the difference between a credit union and a bank is?
Sure. So the difference between a credit union and a bank, one, credit unions are not-for-profit institutions. So what that means is we don't have a board to pay at the end of the year. So the profits that we make, we in turn give that back to our membership in the form of lower interest rates and higher yields on their investments.
And that's one of the things I love about credit unions, right? Sometimes people are a little leery of the banks. Credit unions are a great alternative to that kind of corporate banking structure.
Correct. So
if somebody gets excited, hears that and says, oh man, that'd be exciting to be part of. Is it possible? Do you have internships to hire positions?
Yes, we do. So the way that works is based on, so the program is 17 weeks. Right, that's for that semester. So what happens is if a job comes available and a position comes available and that intern is there and that department manager, whatever, is thinking, hey, I have a spot, then absolutely.
Yeah, anytime I talk to a student who's going to do an internship, I always tell them, remember, you're interviewing actually every day, even if it's not an intern to hire position per se, mm-hmm. They're always looking at those interns.
Yes, always. It's a great resource to pull from.
Yeah, for sure. So what kind of experiences could the student expect to receive?
So great question. So our one of our last interns for last semester, Diana Salazar, she actually got some real good experience. She was able to speak here at HCC on one of the panels for her experience at the credit union while she was working there. She got a chance to, and they will get chances to sit in on executive in our senior leadership team and our executive team meetings.
Oh, wow.
Where they get that high level back in corporate experience of watching how things go, and they may hear the little back and forth and the bickering or whatever, but they also get to understand the actual inner workings on the thinking and the process of behind at the scenes of a credit union.
Well, that's pretty exciting. I worked in banking for 10 years and never got to sit down on those meetings. I think that's pretty cool that an intern can sit on some of that.
Right.
So where are y'all at? I know credit unions don't exactly have branches everywhere. Are they working at one home office or can it depend?
So difference. So the IT interns will probably be at the corporate office. We have 7 locations throughout Houston. So the IT person, intern will probably be at 290, our corporate office. The operations, that person will go different locations. So that person will go to may go to Missouri City, Sugar Land, wherever, and watch and get experience from the managers, right?
Yeah.
And the other FSRs and the other staff while they're working there at the credit union. So they may be a little bit of everywhere.
It also dawns on me too that in in addition to getting, banking training, finance training, IT or AI, you're also getting, experience on what is corporate America like? How do you represent yourself in a business setting? Do y'all provide kind of that guidance?
Yes, we do. So when when they come in, they'll get the same training that we would give anybody coming in for hire. So they get the same experience. I think it's 2-week training that they'll get, and then they will be paired with the department lead, right, or the department manager, and then they will get kind of like the hands-on coaching and the one-on-one experience throughout that 17 weeks, and then they will go from there, and they may go over to another department, right, within IT, and get that maybe like programming and things like that, script writing. So they'll get a chance to see some of all of that. And the same for finance and accounting interns as well, and the marketing intern, which is a really fun one.
Okay. Can you talk a little bit more about those programs individually, what they look like?
Yes. So that marketing program will be just that. They're going to sit in with marketing, and they're going to get that design experience, the strategy, the planning experience, right, for marketing. For finance and accounting, they'll be in accounting. There will be balancing GLs and things like that. Doing the month-end books, right? The month-end books for finance. For IT, that person will be doing all of the help desk, right? Troubleshooting. Hey, did you restart your computer? Did you cut it off? Cut it back on? That kind of thing. So, but then they'll also get the whole. They'll go with some of our IT professionals and do whatever they need to do. And as far as our operations, that's going to be that front end person. So operations will be learning how to speak with one-on-one with people, with members, opening accounts, right, and booking loans and things like that.
Yeah.
So they're not just there to push paper and make copies.
Well, that's exciting. I was kind of curious if you're going to let them interface with the customers or not.
Yes, they do.
That's awesome. Well, we're excited that you're a partner here with HCC, and we look forward to continuing. And I want to just thank you for taking the time to come in and share some experiences with us on that. You've been a great partner with us. I hope it continues in the future. Looking forward to it.
Yes.
We're going to take another quick break. When we return, we're going to talk to actually a student who benefited from working at PrimeWay Federal Credit Union. Stay tight.
At Houston Community College, we make your lessons matter. Open the door to real-world education, where passions become careers. Find out more at hccs.edu and let your success take flight.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Things could be stranger, but I don't know how. I'm going through changes, through all of the strangeness. I'm going through changes now.
Welcome back to the topic. We're talking about career fairs and internships. And right now we're joined by Anthony Randall, an AI and robotics student at HCC who served as an IT help desk intern with PrimeWay. Anthony, welcome in. How you doing?
Hi, it's good to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no, we're excited. Can you tell us a little bit about how you got your internship?
Yeah, so I think I want to start before they actually reached out to me from career services. I'd just like to say when I first came to HCC, I took full advantage of career services, and that actually gave me a role with the American Robotics Academy, which actually made me a competitive candidate for this role.
Well, that's exciting. Glad you took advantage of that. How does this internship fit in with your studies and your career goals?
Oh, so it fit into my studies perfectly. It was a 24-hour-a-week internship, and they were quite flexible with my hours. And I was really excited to be an IT help desk intern because at the core of everything is troubleshooting, seeing what is wrong, and coming up with a solution. So when I start working on AI and robotics, it will definitely give me the skills to do that more quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. So any, if we're looking at advice to another student who's maybe wanting to get into one of these internships, what do you think a student needs to do to stand out? What did you do to differentiate yourself?
Something I did to differentiate myself was I took on a project, an extracurricular project. It gave me something to talk about that other candidates could not. And it also shows the initiative of diving into unknown, perhaps challenging things and executing them.
Yeah, no, that's great advice. Take advantage of all the extra opportunities you get, right? How does a student, what advice would you give a student? How do they get the most out of their internship? I mean, these like 17 weeks, like Michael said, that it goes pretty quick. How do you get it all that you can out of that?
I would say, first and foremost, remember that you're there to learn, of course. They don't expect you to be perfect at what you do. Always ask questions when you feel that you should. And look at it from a non-academic standpoint, like the company culture, the company values, how they interact with each other. It's very insightful on how professional businesses work.
What did you take away from that in terms of looking for culture and different things? What anything catch you by surprise?
I believe PrimeWay was literally the best place I worked. The company culture there was phenomenal. It was like a family, and I know that's cliche, but PrimeWay has something really good with its culture.
Have you worked at a lot of other places?
I have not worked at a lot of other places, but the company culture, I would say it does not match PrimeWay's in the slightest.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. How did it work with your studies? Were they flexible, working around your school schedule and all that?
Yeah, they were really flexible. Some days I'm also the coding club executive at my school. So some days I would have to do tasks for that, and I would switch days given permission from the VP of IT.
Great. So, we've kind of talked about the general things, but, is there something, a tip, if another student's looking for an internship, what tips would you give them that aren't just the general, make sure you dress in a suit, take a resume to a career fair? What are some tips that you might have?
Sometimes internships, they're not on job boards. They are actually at networking events. If you go to a networking event and you have a polished resume, I would actually take a chance and network to see if anybody's looking for internships. You'll also have a better chance of getting that face-to-face rather than being over the 100 applicants on like LinkedIn or Indeed.
Oh, that's some great advice. How did you find out about these networking events?
So I'm a part of also the Computer Science Association at Houston Community College. That's how I find out a lot about networking events, but also I go on this app called meetup.com and I type in my interests such as coding or robotics to find meetups.
Cool. That's good. That's great advice. I didn't know about that app. And, the studies show that students who do get involved in clubs and social groups here when they're in college or universities, their opportunity goes way up, their GPA goes up. Would you say that being involved in these clubs, it sounds like they've been pretty beneficial to you?
They have been incredibly beneficial, not only for the networking, but it drives me to be a better student and to be more academic because like with running a coding club, you want everybody to get something out of it. So you may study another 3 hours more than you would on a subject that you would typically just close the book after class.
Let me ask you this. When you got into this as your degree, had you even considered banking as an option?
I did not, honestly, but information technology is everywhere. So to be completely honest, there's not a field that I think is off limits to me if given the opportunity.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was headed with that. Because I think, really it can open up into any field. You also work on AI as well as robotics. How has AI been a factor in your career search?
AI has been a factor in my career search. I would say from a resume standpoint, it makes it very easy for me to format my work and make it more concise regarding the descriptions of what I've done. That's not to say AI writes my resumes. Of course, there has to be some human in the loop making it personal. But right now, AI isn't really helping me search for jobs. It's more to tailor my resume in the best way.
I have found AI because sometimes in some of the jobs I've had in the past, I've helped with some career services stuff. AI is tremendous at punching up a resume, getting it into a more modern format. Absolutely. I think that's pretty exciting. Let me ask you one final question.
Sure.
What would you say to a student? What's the best way to leave a good impression as you wrap up an internship?
Yeah, so the best way to leave a very good impression is consistency. Be consistent at the beginning, middle, and end of your internship, because as the previous speaker said, it's actually a very, very long interview, and consistency, well, you may get that higher. And even if you don't, perhaps in the future, 2 or 3 years down the line, they will remember, hey, this intern was awesome. And so you're hired. Another thing is document the tasks you did as an intern from day one. That gives your manager insight on the job that's listed and the tasks you actually do, and it helps future interns.
I think that's tremendous advice. Thank you for coming in today, Anthony, and joining us. And congratulations on having a successful internship, and good luck for the rest of the semester. And I'd like to thank everyone out there for joining us on the topic. If you enjoy the show, follow us on Facebook and YouTube at Houston Community College District. To listen to the topic and more HCC TV programming, visit hccs.edu/podcast. For the topic on HCC TV, I'm Daniel Scholl.